Right. I understand. Well, just more than one time.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the City Council meeting. Can I have roll call, please?
Alderman Newsom.
Present.
Alderman Turner.
Present.
Alderman Rivera.
Present.
Alderman Florian.
Present.
Alderman Hayes.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Alderman Seeger.
Present.
Alderman Mozio.
Here.
Alderman Kirkwood.
Present.
Mayor Taylor.
Present.
You have a quorum, ma'am.
Thank you. The invocation tonight will be given by Pastor Jason Dewey of the Sign of the Dove Church. Thank you for being here this evening.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this beautiful day to be together. We thank you for the work that you've given us here in this community and for all of the people that you have brought together, that you've made in your image. We pray for your wisdom, your guidance, and we pray that you would lead and direct each of our elected officials and all that are involved in serving this community. Pray that we would lead justly, righteously, and fairly, and that you would be honored and that people would continue to be lifted up as the city of Waukegan is filled with peace and prosperity. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
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 Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless the republic.
Mayor's comments. First, I would like to start by apologizing for last week, or 2 weeks ago. I was a little all over the place in my meeting. For those of you who don't know, I was suffering food poisoning that evening, and I apologize for jumping around. I promise you this meeting will be much better. A few quick community updates I'd like to share. The City of Waukegan offers its deepest condolences to the family of J.J. Riley. Unfortunately, he passed away at work on August 5th. JJ was a longtime employee of the City of Waukegan and a graduate of Waukegan Public Schools. JJ volunteered at Fat Cat Rescue, and the family has asked that those wishing to pay their respects in lieu of flowers make a donation to Fat Cat Rescue at P.O. Box 153, North Chicago, Illinois, 60064. Here in Waukegan, we are celebrating National Black Business Month this August. The month is dedicated to supporting and celebrating Black-owned businesses, which make up approximately 2 million of the 30-plus million small U.S. businesses. Many virtual events are hosted by the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Development and the U.S. Business Administration. As part of Governor J.B. Pritzker's overall economic recovery strategy, the $250 million Back to Business grant program aims to deploy small businesses recovery grants for those that were hit hardest by the COVID-19 pandemic. The B2B grant program builds on the success of last year's Business Interruption Grant, which is the big grant, an equally focused business and relief program, which directed $290 million to 9,000 businesses in 98 communities across Illinois. B2B is a key component of the governor's $1.5 billion economic recovery plan aimed towards swift and equitable deployment of the American Recovery Plan Act funds that have been designated for Illinois to assist in recovery from the COVID pandemic. There are brochures in the back on the table. For those of you who are interested, they are both in English and in Spanish. And again, this is a chance for small businesses to get anywhere from $5,000 to $150,000 to cover operations, staff, and overhead costs. You can go to the link to the application at the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Development website. Also, in the City of Waukegan, they have designated navigators. And those navigators are the Greater Waukegan Development, and Eddie Soto is working with the Hispanic community on those. So that is where you would go, but there's information in the back about those business grants. Please take the opportunity. If you are a small business, this is a chance for you to get some money back. Waukegan Public Schools are Waukegan, or not only Waukegan, but our Warren and Libertyville schools are back to in-person learning after a long time. Some of you have forgotten that school is in session. Please, please drive with caution. Understand that families are dropping their children off at school. Take precautions. Our children are our most precious asset, and please be careful. I'd also like to update you on COVID. Unfortunately, it's not a great update. Waukegan's 14-day rolling average of new cases is rising quickly. This is precisely why I made the mask wearing at all city facilities mandatory. Let me give you an idea by zip code of how quickly the cases are rising in the past 14 days. If you live in the 60031 zip code, the cases are up 197%. If you live in the 60048 zip code, they're up 100%. 60083 is up 240%. 60085 is 114%, and 60087 is up 190%. We know that in areas where vaccination rates are high, people aren't contracting COVID nearly as much as those who live in areas with low vaccination rates. The infection rate for fully vaccinated Americans is less than 1%, according to the CDC. In addition, we know that if you get COVID and are fully vaccinated, death and hospitalization rates are much lower. So I'm once again asking you to help yourself, your neighbors, and the community by getting fully vaccinated. The vaccine is proven to be extremely safe and extremely effective. Vaccination is the path out of this pandemic, and I urge you all to please do the right thing. Let's keep our schools in session. Let's get these vaccines. Let's help our community. Some community events. This Saturday, 9/21, is Afrofest at the lakefront from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. The Carnegie Library fundraiser is at 6 p.m. and tickets are $60. On Saturday, September 11th, is the 911 Memorial. It's the 20-year memorial for first responders, and it's at 9 o'clock at Fireman's Park. On Saturday, September 11th, is also the Northern Illinois Air Show, which will take place at the Waukegan Airport. The event will be a special edition air show, as the 2020 air show was canceled due to COVID. This year, the event coincides with the 20th anniversary of the terrorist attacks of September 11th and killed thousands of Americans in New York, Washington, D.C., and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The gates open at 9:30 and the air show begins at noon. Tickets are $15, and active military members, veterans, and children under age 12 have free admission. If you would like more details, you can visit northernillinoisairshow.com for more information. Last week marked the 100th day of my administration, and I'd like to take a moment to thank several groups of individuals. I want to thank the residents for your support. I want to thank the staff for your professional leadership, and our aldermen, who all give so much to your community, all in your unique ways, working together. I am confident that we'll make real progress for our neighborhoods, and I'm so pleased that we are on a good path forward. Together, we passed a balanced budget and have successfully reorganized city departments to better serve our residents and businesses. The city's committee meetings and city council meetings have been productive and collaborative, which means that we are on the right path to thriving in a post-pandemic Waukegan. And when I ran for alderman and during my recent mayoral campaign, I said that my administration would treat everyone with dignity and respect, and that we would uplift one another. I happen to think we are making very good progress, but again, I'm asking those of our community to treat each other with the respect and care that you would like to be given to yourself. Let's make and keep Waukegan strong. With that, mayor's comments are done. Okay. Tonight, under resolutions, proclamations, presentations, and appointments, we have Waukegan Proud Awards. The first award is presented this was a recommendation made by Alderman Florian for a young lady named Anika Brynam, right? Is that how you say her last name?
Annika Bynum.
Okay. This is in, well, I'll let you read it.
Thank you, Mayor. Waukegan, Illinois does hereby present Annika Bynum this Waukegan Proud Award in recognition of your Illinois State Championship in the high jump at the Class 3A State Meet on Saturday, June 12th, 2021, presented on August 16th, 2021. Would the Bynum family come up, please?
You did the high jump. What? That's great news. Wonderful.
I'm so glad you guys could be here tonight. This is an amazing accomplishment. I've known them for years. We all attended church together, and now we live in the same neighborhood. So I've watched this little one grow up over the years, and I'm just so proud for you guys, and I'm so glad you could be here tonight. Would you like to tell everyone what your plans are? Sure.
So I'll be attending Marquette University in a few weeks, actually. I'll be double majoring in elementary education and psychology. And I'll also be doing track there. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. Let me put this away.
Our next group of Waukegan Proud Awards will be presented by Alderman Bolton. The first person we're going to bring up is Chelsea Chavez. The next one will be Amanda Cotto. Juliana Perez. And Pastor Eugene Edwards.
Pastor Eugene Edwards is Waukegan Proud Award for their service as a mentor for young people in Waukegan of the First Ward and also in other wards as well, and for visiting our local hospitals, participating and supporting community events, serving endlessly and helping me with many projects. Also tonight he brought his congregation, if they could stand. Yeah, stand. Would you like to share anything?
Bless the Lord. Thank you.
Thank you very much for what you serve. You would like a photo? Also, hold on. Take a picture. I'm acknowledging these two young ladies because they have created their own 501c organization, and they called me and said, we want to give back to the community. And they have boldly just been on the streets, cleaning our alleys, reaching out, cleaning our beaches, donating from their pockets, their money, charitable organization that's just has been giving back. And they also wanted to let you know that they want to come to your ward and assist you as well. Would you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Thank you very much. We're happy to do everything that we've been doing. We've already planned and we've done a couple of beach and street cleanups, cleaning up 8th Street, 10th Street, a couple parks. And this past weekend, we actually did a back-to-school school supplies and clothes drive. We did that in Gurney and in Belvedere Park. We are planning on doing another one in September. So we would love to get as much help. And anyone that would like to come and get some things from us, we're going to do another street cleanup in the month of September as well. So we just are happy to be a part of the community and make a difference. Thank you.
No?
Thank you very much.
Honestly, it's truly humbling to see what these young people are doing in our community. Thank you. Thank you very much. Audience time.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more. I'm sorry. This is a special proclamation, and this is honoring the YCC, or the Youth Conservation Corps, if you don't know what YCC stands for.
And I want to thank you, Mayor and Madam Clerk, for allowing me the honor of making this presentation. Normally, our illustrious clerk would make a proclamation to read them aloud, but because of my unique and special relationship with the YCC, you know, I speak with the clients there once, sometimes twice a year. They've been heavily involved, specifically in the 6th Ward. I have Ms. Jennifer Yonan, the Director of YCC. Jennifer, why don't you come on up? So I really, it's an admirable organization and what they bring to and allow the youth to do. And I know one of my neighbors is a 20-year-old who was involved with YCC for over a year, and he was recently hired by ATT as a direct result of the things he learned and the things that were imparted to him through the YCC program. And he looks forward, and I'm looking forward to his having a very good and lengthy career with ATT. So it's something to really be proud of. So without further ado, this is the proclamation honoring the Youth Conservation Corps. Whereas Youth Conservation Corps was established 37 years ago as a summer jobs program, and whereas Youth Conservation Corps has evolved into a year-round effort to help young people in Waukegan and Lake County with more than just short-term employment opportunities, and whereas Youth Conservation Corps' main focus is now helping people between the ages of 16 and 24 on a non-traditional path to become self-reliant, and whereas part of the Youth Conservation Corps' broadening spectrum includes a partnership with the city, specifically as a substantial part of Operation Clean Sweep with the Public Works Department, created to help keep alleys and roadways cleared of debris, and whereas members and staff of Youth Conservation Corps understand the perceptive importance of keeping the city streets clean and value of volunteerism, and whereas after discussions with 6th Ward Alderman Keith E. Turner, Youth Conservation Corps requested from the city the cleaning and caretaking adoption of Greenwood Avenue between Western and Gulf, as well as Western Avenue between Gulf and Glen Flora, both of which have been granted, and now, therefore, be it proclaimed on behalf of Mayor Taylor and the members of the City Council of Waukegan, Illinois recognizes and honors the ongoing efforts, community spirit, and contributions of Youth Conservation Corps to Waukegan and their continuing endeavors with and on behalf of our youth. Be it further resolved that a suitably embossed copy of this proclamation signed by the mayor and city clerk be presented to Youth Conservation Corps dated this 16th day of August 2021 and signed by Ann B. Taylor, our mayor, and Janet E. Kilkelly, our clerk. Thank you.
I just want to say how impressed I am at this evening's presentation and the great work the youth of this community are doing to build this community up, because that is what we need. And I'm honored and blessed to serve in the community that raised me and educated me. So thank you for this honor very much.
Great job. Thank you, Alderman Turner, for giving that special presentation. At this time, audience time.
Thank you. The first one that we have for tonight is Theodora Anderson. Ms. Anderson, you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor and Alderman. I am usually up here in a different capacity, and I want to say thank you to all of our Waukegan Proud recipients. It's heartening to see the good things that are happening in the community, and I'm not talking about that tonight, unfortunately, and I usually am. I want to lend my support to many members here in this community who have talked before and I've sat silently. But when I hear gunshots in my neighborhood 3 or 4 times a week, and I see cars speeding 60, 70, 80 miles an hour down a road that I live on, I am really, really concerned. And I have heard many people sit here and talk about this. And I've sat silently, but I am lending my voice to this. This is craziness. And, you know, we're going to lose people this way, whether it's an accident. Well, there was an accident not far from me where we did lose someone. I don't have an answer, but it is a community issue. I'm not saying it's a city issue. I'm not saying it's a park district issue. And it's certainly not the school issue, but it's all of our issues. It's our churches, our community and civic organizations. We have to figure out how to deal with this. I'll raise my hand. I will put myself into this mix. But we have to do something. And it's got to be a whole community that does this. So, sorry to be up here, but I think it's time we figure this out. And I think the community, I think City Council, Mayor, we're going to have to create some sort of task force to deal with this. It's certainly not just the police. You can't expect the police to be everywhere.
Thank you, Ms. Teddy. Mr. Ray Edwards.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to say congratulations to them 2 young ladies over there and the young lady over here, man. What y'all doing is beyond awesome, beyond. So keep going. Good luck at the college, and kick butt out there on the track field, okay? Do that. So we gave out these awards tonight, and that was a beautiful thing. And so I wanted to address the mayor because I had a conversation with you about maybe possibly finding funds for our youth. And that's just an example right there. If we had funds for them to do things, we would have so many like those two young ladies and that young lady right there. Okay, so I'm thinking something we should look into it. And to the lady that was up here, she's absolutely right. We got to do something different. We can't keep putting all of the responsibility on the police. They can't be everywhere. Ain't no equipment or machines going to help them locate where the violence is at. So before I close, I want to congratulate the lady YCC. I was shocked to see that Mr. Turner was the one giving her the award because I had a conversation with you, sir, over the phone, and you said some things that is very unbecoming of an alderman to me. And, you know, you do that quite frequently. You know, I remember you shared the photo of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that said Joe and the H word, very unprofessional. You shared a photo of Kyle Rittenhouse when he did that crime up there in the city of Wisconsin, and you are alderman. And when I talked to you about shot spotters, you said to me, well, Ray, what you want us to do, keep giving these animals or these crooks government assistance? Well, sir, if you feel like that our babies are some animals, you need to get up off that chair because you don't deserve to be sitting there. Also, Madam Mayor, we have a mask mandate in these type of buildings. He's the only alderman up there sitting without a mask on. He need on a mask. Thank you, guys, and good night.
Thank you. Mr. William Coleman. Mr. William Coleman. He left? Kelvin Mathis, sir.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Alderman, Alderwomen. I have a presentation I would like to talk about. I've been meaning to get to this, and it's us versus them. The question to candidate mayor elect or candidate Taylor, how do you plan to address police misconduct? The answer: these situations can't always be an us versus them situation. Let me try it again. The question: how do you plan to address police misconduct? The answer: these situations can't always be an us versus them situation. In that answer, it's a subconscious type thing to me that you answered it, and I kind of got foggy on the rest of it because you acknowledged something. And we're not talking about tug of war or Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. We're talking about justice, police misconduct. And so I see that we're having, and I hear the lady came up and talked about the speeding on the roads and all that, and I have it in my neighborhood too. It's all over. The shots being fired. I asked you, Alderman Turner, well, how many arrests have there been? If that many shots, seem to me, somebody should be arrested. But I think what we have here is unprofessionalism. And I think you guys know why I'm upset. I got a long presentation. I should be done by the end of this year. So I think you know why I'm standing here, because I usually don't talk this much. But it's about the death of Marcellus Danette that I'm standing here, because I saw murder. That's what I think I saw. And I just find it totally unacceptable that we just sit and do nothing, that this is acceptable. That hurts me. That hurts me to the heart because I have a son, a daughter too. And I know it makes a difference to a child and a father to have that bond. That child will never have that. That parent won't have that, what she's lost. That's not coming back. And it's all due to police misconduct. This is unacceptable. Stretch stood up here last year and said he feared for his life. I stood up here because it got me off the bench, and I said, this is unacceptable. How can a business owner say, I'm afraid for my life? He's trying to run a business. Well, I know how he can say it because I experienced a little bit of it. We have an unprofessional police force.
Thank you.
See you guys next.
Thank you so much. Brother Blanks.
Brother Blank's Black Abolition Movement for the Mind. I brought to you guys' attention regarding the vacant and abandoned property and the unsecured property on McAllister and 8th on the southwest corner. Our alderman suggested last week that she was talking to the mayor and you guys are going to do something about it. Well, it's been 2 whole weeks. We got kids walking by. School is in now from Carmen Buckner. I mean, how long do it take the city to board up that property and charge it to the owner? I mean, how long do it take to do that? I mean, that's a simple solution. Board the property up, charge it to the owner, because it shouldn't be sitting there just open and vacant like that with all of our kids walking by. I mean, I'm just curious to know, is it somebody that he got that's a friend down here? Because he ain't my friend. If he think less of our children, that he would not board that property up and leave it unsecured like that. You guys got to do something. I board the property up and charge the man for it. That shouldn't just be sitting there. It's been sitting there for too long. Y'all know that. And I was being modest when I said 2 years the last time. It's well over that. Now, to another issue at hand, and all this is addressing public safety. On the corner, right there on Martin Luther King Drive, right there north of the projects, we have a cyclone fence that is right there, stretched the whole block on the people's property, the street. Now, I'm assuming that they're putting it there because they're going to be doing some work on the project. I don't know, but I know the taxpayer shouldn't have to assume what's going on with the property. I mean, what's going on with that fence right there? It's been there, just sitting there. Number one, there was no warning about the fence being put up there. Number two, anytime you're driving through at nighttime, if somebody's going to make a corner because nobody got the notice in the community about the fence going up, somebody could easily make a turn because there's no barricades on the front or the back. That's public safety there for anybody. So that block, I mean, that fence stretched the whole block with no warning, no notice. You can't find that nowhere in Highland Park to put a fence up like that and nobody know anything about what's going on. Last but not least, Black Abolition Movement for the Mind, we sponsored a protest against, I won't say Peter Baker, let's just say inequality and equity when it comes to construction on Green Bay Road. And I expressed my concerns of the lack of diversity, particularly when it comes to where they had 5 women, and out of the 5 women out there flagging, there was not one black woman out there making that money. That's an issue. You got one black guy, that do not constitute
Thank you, Brother Blanks. Thank you.
And equity. Thank you.
Brother Blanks, can you give us the address with the fence? Do you have that?
It's a whole block.
Okay, we'll check on that tomorrow. And then the Green Bay project, that's not our project, that's the state's project, I believe. I'm pretty sure that yeah. Yeah, I think that we don't really have as much influence there, but we will check into that for you.
Ms. Sylvia England, please.
Everyone, but I'm going to turn my time over to Clyde.
Good evening. Last week I was here and I left off at the meeting, so I had to get some people to come up here and put their time in. Mr. Turner, there's a law that the governor, our great governor, Mr. Pritzker, put out that in a public building you need to have on a mask. You know, I don't know, do aldermen get that right to defy the right of what the governor put out? Mayor Taylor, let me pick up where I left off at the last council meeting. You've been in office for only a couple of months, and many in the community are not pleased with the direction of your administration. You criticize Mayor Cunningham for many things that he's doing, saying this, and you're doing the same things or worse. You ran on the promise of diversity and treating people with dignity and respect, eliminating political hiring. Before I get into that, before I go into your disturbing 100 days of record, let's make something very clear. Nobody here can control community activists. So you have this big mistake using Margaret as part of your administration to attempt to control and silence the Black and Latino activists. So please stop using Margaret, calling and telling me that Lisa May moved out of town and you don't have plans of giving her a political job for using her headquarters when we saw her jogging on Thursday. Also, stop having or trying to convince us that you have, stop having and trying to convince us that you have not been found guilty on harassment. I will get into that in a minute unless your attorney, Stewart, want to speak about the demand letter he has. We are not dumb as you think we are. Everybody knows that you're behind the attacks on Alderman Kirkwood. Let me be clear, I'm not a big fan of Alderman Kirkwood. However, the minority community is well aware that you and George Bridges are feeding information to Margaret so she could discredit this man and his family. I admire Alderman Kirkwood for keeping his cool as you smile in his face and stab him in the back. Actually, I have proof that your husband is looking for candidates to run against and replace aldermen in the 1st through the 5th wards. So please don't make me publicize the actual evidence. That's right. Edie, Marzio, Shiger, Bolton, Kirkwood, they want y'all all gone. I have physical evidence that shows that you have personally been charged and found guilty by a legal investigator for sexual harassment for the top female employee who has been forced to quit her job. As a result of your actions, she's demanding $3 million.
Mr. McLemore, thank you.
Back.
Margaret Carrasco.
You can please pass that down to legal counsel. We're going to have a county exercise tonight here, okay? Today I received official documents, not from any city employee, Clyde, but from the Illinois Liquor Commission, okay? Because anyone, I thought you knew me better. I do, and I talk to whoever the heck I want to. Thank you. Next, okay, so number one, and I'm specifically talking about 2120 North Green Bay. Number one, in this document from the state, it says, City of Waukegan, the liquor license is under the name of Long Sing Restaurant. 2, the registration is under the name of O Fong Li Mak. Number 3, the application is under Mac Dynasty Incorporated. Number 4, doing business as Long Sing Restaurant. Number 5, the liquor applicant is Mac. Number 6, the email is CYOC. He also has a liquor gaming license, God knows what name that's under. And the last one, number 7, drum roll. The owner name is 100% Raudell Kirkwood. Yes, folks, that's our alderman, our elected official. How about that? Well, this is what I say. Where there's smoke, there's fire, believe me, okay? And so it's not only this, but if you recall last time about the sidewalks, and the person, just for the record, it was a resident that called me and told me about it, okay? So I'm calling for an ethics complaint, okay? Let's hash it out. Let's just see where the chips fall, okay? For misappropriation of our taxpayers' money, okay? And also D. Langer Construction. I want to know every single address that they did a sidewalk for. Let's see how many other cronies had their sidewalks done for free.
Thank you, and I'll be back too with more documents.
Thank you, Mayor. That concludes the audience time. Pardon me?
I'm signing that list.
You signed up? Yeah, and you talked.
I talked on Sylvia's time.
No, it's just one time, sir.
Oh, now this week we can't. Last week y'all let Billy do it for Ray Ray.
No, we didn't do it. He didn't do additional.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You let Billy came up and allotted his time to Ray Ray. I signed up. Sylvia gave me her time. You skipped over me because I should have been there before Sylvia.
You know,
What?
we're not going to give you another time.
The list. The list says it's
The list is right here, sir.
okay, where my name at?
You're on the list.
Where am I at? What number am I?
What number are you? The number I just gave you.
What number? No, what number did I sign up at?
Point of order.
Macklemore, you're out of
Madam
order.
Mayor, point of
We
order.
can talk about it later if you'd like, Mr. Clyde.
That ain't right. You don't skip over.
You're out of order.
Sylvia came up behind. You gonna say it's out of order?
Point of order.
You're out of
Madam
order.
Mayor,
Order, y'all give me my time.
being
I
disruptive.
signed, okay, don't worry about it. I know what I can do. I can file this with the attorney general.
Thank you, Mr. McLemore.
I know my rights.
He's disrupting the meeting, Madam Mayor.
Okay, we're
I ask that he be removed.
moving on. Consent agenda.
I don't believe y'all doing some shit like that.
Mr. McLemore, there are protocols, and we don't need your
Okay,
language.
do it right. I signed before Sylvia.
Mayor,
She called me.
the meeting is being disrupted. I'd ask that Mr. McLemore be escorted from the chambers.
I'm wrong. I admit. All I ask you to do is look at the list.
Excuse me, Mayor, would it be
All I ask you to do is look at the list.
I'll let
If
legal-
my name ain't before Sylvia's, she skipped over me and went to Sylvia.
What's the legal
Well,
protocol?
he done burned up 3 minutes already, so there we go.
Regardless of where you were on that, you did have your time.
I did not have my time.
You did have your time.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Sylvia did not talk. You had your time,
She
and you
gave
can
me
take
her
that.
time.
You can take that to the Illinois Attorney General.
Before Sylvia.
That doesn't
We,
matter.
Can we end the argument and move on, please?
The rules of the city council say during the public comment portion of the city council meeting, if any, public comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual. Individuals are directed to be brief and concise. There is no provision that allows people to give each other their time.
But they did it last week.
And that person spoke for a total of 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And then right after Billy came up, Ray, he said he allotted his time to Ray Ray. Ray came up and spoke. Come on, now I know all y'all ain't gonna sit there and play dumb. Really?
He talked
y'all
for 3
gonna play
minutes.
that game?
Can we move on, please?
Okay.
Mr. McLemore?
I don't have all night. This is the public meeting, not a McLemore
I
meeting.
did ask them, could they allow you to make a comment?
Did they not?
He talked for 3 minutes once.
Just let him
That's all
talk,
he talked.
see what he
No,
has to say.
we're not breaking protocol on what our rules say.
Go ahead.
You gonna let me speak?
This,
Dear Lord.
Here you go right here. This Billy allotted his time to you last week. I know damn well I ain't crazy.
But you only get to talk once.
All right, where I left off at. I also have physical evidence that you've been personally charged and
Mr.
found.
McLemore, you got your turn. It's done. It's done.
That was not my terms. They just told
It
me
was
I-
your turn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They allocated their
No.
minutes
Out
to
of
me.
order.
Meeting's
Chief,
over.
remove him,
Your
please.
time's up, sir.
Chief, will you remove him, please?
It ain't worth it.
They say last week they let you do it.
But you talked in her place. You got 3 minutes. That's all he had last week was
No,
one.
he didn't.
no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You had 3 minutes.
Billy allotted his
Well,
time.
this week you get 3.
3 minutes to me. I had his 3 minutes and my 3 minutes. We have been allowed to do that.
It was only 3 minutes. You only had 3 minutes.
Janet, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know y'all, I mean,
Clyde, it's on YouTube. Time it. It was one time. It was one time.
But
It
for
was one time.
tonight, we should move on, right? Can we do that?
I'm going to say we're going to move on at this point. You're more than welcome to come and talk to me in my office, or, you know, you're more than welcome to do that.
this is a fight y'all don't want to have. For real. This is a fight y'all really don't want to have.
We're moving on to item 4, the consent agenda. Item A, can I have a first? Alderman Rivera, a second? Alderman Mozio. Motion to authorize the proper city officials to approve payment to Campanella and Sons for emergency water main repairs per section 2/458 I-2 bona fide operating emergency for the amount of $28,422.19. Roll call, please. Or any questions to the motion?
Madam Mayor, I have a question on item F.
Okay.
And so item F speaks to the renewal of a contract with Microsoft Software Maintenance. And it started on May 31st of this year with Dell Technologies. And I'm just curious, if we kind of seen this before, where we have a contract that began some months ago. This was like over 3 months ago, June, July, August, or anyway, over 2 months ago. So I'm just curious how we're starting the contract and not just approving it at this point. That's curious to me.
Is finance still here? Was this discussed in committee?
Yes.
It was.
That item, that issue didn't come up in committee.
Okay.
And Eric is not here, but I know that this is a state contract, and I'm not sure if it came through and we're just now getting it on the agenda after the turnover.
I believe the bill just came through recently, but it starts because it's a state contract. It goes from that date.
So the the contract actually started May 31st, and we're going to be billed for it May 31st of next year.
Alderman Kirkwood, I might be able to provide a little. Sorry, Alderman Turner. Sorry. I may be able to provide a little bit of insight here. This is for a 3-year license. So the contract basically it starts when you start using it, and it's a 3-year license that the state buys. So we could have started using this as early as May. I don't know if when these licenses were actually installed on the computers, but we're purchasing them now. And so it's good through 3 years from May 31st, 2021.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Often some of these start with the trial period, and then you renew the contract.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
So I want to go back. We did the motion, but this is for the consent agenda, so.
Just read them all,
So
yeah.
we got that. Okay, so I'll start reading them all. Item A, motion to authorize the proper city officials to approve the payment of Campanella and Sons for emergency water main repairs per section 2/458. I-2 bona fide operating emergency for the amount of $28,422.19. Item B, motion to authorize the proper city officials to adopt an amended ordinance for the judiciary transfer of 14th Street from Dugdale Road to Glen Drive from the city of Waukegan to Lake County, Illinois. Item C, motion to approve vendor payments dated August 16th, 2021 in the total amount of $1,179,189.70. Item D, motion to approve regular payroll dated August 16th, 2021 in the total amount of $1,614,975 or $1,614,975.72. Item E, motion to approve miscellaneous payroll final payout dated 7/30/2021 in a total amount of $20,009.70. Item F, motion authorizing the Informational Technology Director to renew the Microsoft software maintenance contract for a 3-year period starting May 31st, 2021 with Dell Technologies under the Illinois State Contract, Illinois Software Contract Number CMT 1176800. The total renewal contract cost is $723,723.60, billed in 3 installments of $107,911.20 annually on May 31st of each year, charged to various budget codes. The item was presented before the Finance and Purchasing Committee on August 16th, 2021. Roll call, or any questions? A roll call, please.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seeger.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Kirkwood.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you. Item 5, reports and communication, treasurer's report.
Mayor, the treasurer's reports have been filed with the clerk. It's always available at my office. It should be on the website, and if it's not, it'll be posted on the website within the next couple of days.
Thank you. Item 6, old business being none, new business. Item A, can I have a motion to first?
Either one.
Alderman Hayes, second by Alderman Mozio.
Sure.
Motion to authorize the proper city officials to approve the remaining minimum road salt purchase to satisfy the contract with the State of Illinois Central Management Services 20-416 CMS-BOSS 4-P-12695 using Compass Materials for the fiscal year 2021 for a not to exceed amount of $41,000. Any questions to the motion?
Yeah. It's not directly related, but generally I want to make a comment. Firstly, Director Hewitt and his staff do a tremendous job in preparing for and addressing the issues over the wintertime. And this is part of that effort, getting the salt in place and other chemicals and materials. They do a fabulous job pushing the snow around and making sure that we're able to use our streets and alleys, and it's a tremendous effort. What many people don't realize is during the winter months, the Public Works Department as a whole does not take any vacation. No, all time off has to be signed off by Director Hewitt specifically, and only he has that authority to issue time off for those guys and gals up there during the winter months. So consequently, over the summer months, that's when everybody takes their vacation, and they're constantly shifting resources and making reassignments of crews. You know, guys that are on the sign crew, you know, may need to go and cover on the tree cutting crew or the whatever. So I just wanted people to be aware of that. But then also, Director Hewitt, if you will, I know that there was a time when we had issues with the snow plow blades, and they were kind of chintzy. We're actually patching them with street signs and so forth. Is that still the case, or are we beyond that now? So we're good. We have good, stable plow blades, and we can get out there and push it around. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. That was my comment and question.
Okay. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seeger.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Kirkwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item B has been removed from the agenda. There's no ordinances. Closing items, Alderman time.
Alderman Newsome.
Pass.
Alderman Turner.
Great, thank you very much. Just want to address the amount of brush that's laying out, excuse me, in the parkways after last week's storms. As you know, it's had great impact across the city. So the brush that's laying out there will be picked up. The crews are working diligently. We have multiple crews out, but it's a big effort and a continuing effort as they do that and address normal operational concerns. So be patient. However, if you're in the 6th Ward and you think it's gotten too lengthy, please give me a call, and we'll see what we can do to expedite. This Sunday, August 22nd, between 2 and 5 p.m., the annual 6th Ward Ice Cream Social is at 1320 North Jackson Street. Everyone is invited. Ice cream at the right price. It's free, right? It's all on me. So I hope you'll come out. If you don't want to stop and get out the car, you can just pull up, do a drive-by, pull up to the curb, we'll give you your ice cream, and off you go. As much as you can eat, and bring your family and friends, and please share that message with the neighbors. Next, September 17th is a Friday. We will have another, in our final dumpster drop for the year. It's going to be in the 1700 block of Hickory that's underneath the power lines. And it'll be out there from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Again, another opportunity to get rid of any debris or garbage or junk or whatever you want to call it, old materials in your attic, your basement, your garage, or just laying around the house. So I hope that you will avail yourself of that opportunity. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Just want to remind everyone, alternate parking is in effect. We will be having notices be printed on the water bill, I believe, and that should go out for, I want to say, 2 or 3 month period. Again, just reminding people of the hours. Also, if you haven't purchased your city sticker, please make sure you get a hold of your city sticker, because along with alternate parking, they will be checking for city stickers also. My condolences to the family of J.J. Riley and anyone else who has lost a family member here in the city of Waukegan. Also, I would like to just remind everyone we have a ward meeting September 9th. It will be from 5 to 7. We'll open the doors at 5. The meeting will begin promptly at 5:30, and we will have a short presentation at that time. Other than that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Alderman Florian.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I wanted to also offer my condolences to the Riley family and the loss of their loved one, as well as the Patterson family and the loss of their matriarch recently. I want to reiterate what the mayor said about COVID vaccines. We now know that about 99% of people that are hospitalized are unvaccinated, so we now have proof the vaccines are working. Please get vaccinated. I believe it's vital for us to move forward. I personally also think that home testing is the key to moving forward. I've been saying that from the beginning. I think if we had free or nearly free home tests that we could test ourselves twice a week and we knew we were sick, we stayed home, it would stop spreading. But that's Lynn Florian's opinion. I also want to reiterate what the mayor said about school zones. We do need to be careful about the fact that we have students back in class, and we need to be cognizant of the speed in the school zones. I want to announce or remind people the Big Splash 2.0 is coming up on Friday, September 10th at 5:30 at Corinne Rose Park, formerly Belvedere Park. This is a fundraiser from the Waukegan Parks Foundation, of which I am a member. We raise money to support the Park District, especially the program for the second graders, the water safety. There'll be food, drink, silent auction, and live music by the Blues Family Robinson, which if you have not heard them, they're excellent. Tickets are $60 a person, and the information's available on the Park District website. So just put that on your calendar. It's going to be a great event. And then I also wanted to thank the mayor and the chief of staff for the biweekly meetings they're holding for the aldermen. I have found that extremely helpful. We meet with either the mayor or the chief of staff I meet on Thursday before the council meeting, and we get to go over the agenda and ask questions and be apprised of what's going on, and I have found that extremely helpful, and I just wanted to thank them for that, and also the response to the requests that I've had since the new administration has taken over has been amazing, and I just want to express my appreciation for that. So thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Hayes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Just like to say congratulations again to the recipients of the Waukegan Proud Award. For those of you that are still here, very impressive, and thank you for all that you do. And then I'd just like to say thank you to Public Works and all the city officials that responded so quickly to the storms last week. I was really impressed. I know we had a number of large trees down in our ward over the roads, and a lot of people calling, and you guys really responded well. So thank you for all of your hard work. I recognize how difficult that was working through the night. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Alderman Bolton.
Yes, I want to thank the mayor for supporting the Waukegan Proud Award on tonight. Thank you so much for that. I want to thank our constituents and all that volunteer their services. But I have to put a voice to some of my frustration. Now, Chief of Staff and Mayor, I know we talk behind closed doors, but I got to put a voice because I get overload of calls about this house at 567 McAllister, between that address and Eddie Washington Center. And it is a shame that we cannot lock it in when we're going to get that house down. It's on the main artery. It's an embarrassment to our city. And I'm really tired of getting the calls. It's really frustrating. And Alderman Florin, you've been in when I was trying to get that house down on McKinley, you came over. You should come see this. Right there on McAllister. It's a shame. It's an endangerment. People, like you say, our youth, our children pass by there. It's just embarrassing. As well as the other houses, like Brother Blanks has spoken about. I have been addressing this time and time again, and I just really want to hear us lock this down. And then speeding, the loud music, I get calls at 9, 11, 1. It's crazy. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But, it's just really frustrating. If we could just really address these issues. I've had 2 cars hit on McAllister. I cannot even park in front of my house. So, Mayor, you've been cooperative. I thank you, but we really got to address these issues. Because like I said, it's really, really unsafe. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Seeger.
Thank you. I'd like to wish my condolences to J.J. Riley and family, and the passing of Mrs. Patterson and their family. Thank you. Everybody have a good evening. Be safe.
Thank you. Alderman Mozio.
Pass.
Alderman Kirkwood.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. A couple of things. I want to say congratulations to the Public Works Department for an outstanding job during the storm, and they continue to work feverishly, especially in the 4th Ward, where there was a lot of trees down as well as limbs off of the trees. Also, I want to thank the police department. Last night I got a call around 11 o'clock of a disturbance on Buttrick. They came out immediately. I met with them. And young people being in the wrong place where it's unlit, in the alleys. And certainly we took care of that. But my concern is the number of policemen we have on the evening shift. Chief, if you could tell me, how many do we have on the night shift? Chief, are you there?
Right now, currently on the night shift, there are 26 officers assigned.
And they're on the road?
The majority of the time, you have between 15 to 20 officers on the road.
And what about the daytime?
During the daytime, you have between 11 to 15 officers on the road.
Okay, thank you, Chief. The reason I'm asking these questions is because I think for a city of this size, we don't have enough police officers on the road. And we need to hire more police officers that look like our community and out on the road. We don't have our community officers anymore. I know we said we're going to get them back, but when? So that's a concern for me that we do that. Also, I don't have a problem with shot spotter, but we talked about $70,000. We need police officers, just like we did with the firemen. We found money to make sure the firemen were there, able. We need that also. But my concern is that police serve, and protect. Yeah, there are problems. There's no doubt about that. And I heard that today. But still, we need to make sure we beef up our police department. And then, you know, what I heard tonight, I hope it's not true, Mayor, that your administration is targeting other aldermen. I hope that's not true. Okay, well, I'm just saying, I hope it's not true, because you came in with being transparent. But when we hear these individuals come up and say certain things, they're getting the information wrong, some of it, and they're saying that it's coming from inside. So hopefully it's not happening, you know, and my concern is that I'm going to continue to do what is right. You know, if you're going to do an investigation, do it right and be upfront. That's my concern. I've sat here silently, but if you're wrong, you're wrong.
No one's investigating anybody at this point, so I have no idea what we're talking about, but that's a private conversation.
That concludes Alderman's time.
I have a couple of other really quick announcements. One is coming from a resident who asked me to announce that the Knights of Columbus is having their corn boil on August 20th from 4:30 to 8, and all are invited. And tomorrow, the Bears and the Northern Illinois Food Bank are working together. The Bears Care Foundation is having a mobile food market at Queen of Peace Church on 1910 14th Street in North Chicago. They're expecting to serve 500 to 600 people, and it's from 10 to 12 tomorrow. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
You have to have roll call.
Roll call. Alderman Newsome. Aye. Alderman Turner.
No.
Alderman Rivera.
Yeah.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes. Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seeger.
Aye.
Alderman Mosio. Alderman Kirkwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
For the blinds.